Imagine walking down a quiet street in California, the sun setting over palm trees, a breeze brushing against your skin. You lean against your car parked in your garage, except wait, you're not allowed to store boxes in there? That could actually be illegal. Welcome to the Golden State, where the weather is warm, the vibes are laid back, and the laws are absolutely bonkers. From toad-licking bans to wardrobe restrictions involving cows, California proves that truth really is stranger than fiction. Today we're diving into the wildest, weirdest, most head-scratching laws that are still on the books in this beautiful state. So if you're fascinated by strange things and laws that make you question reality, buckle up! But before we jump in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're pulling back the curtain and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's dive in. In the coastal tech capital of San Francisco, there's a zoning law that bans using your garage for anything other than parking a car. That's right, your yoga studio, holiday decoration storage, or side hustle shipping center. Technically illegal. The rule originates from housing codes aimed at reducing illegal dwelling units and improving traffic congestion. With over 440,000 registered vehicles packed into under 50 square miles and a median rent hovering around $3,000 per month, many residents were converting garages into extra bedrooms or studios. The city responded by enforcing this arcane regulation. While it's rarely enforced unless there's a complaint, the penalty can include a fine and a forced reversal of the space. In a city with some of the tightest parking in America, this law might make sense on paper, but it's still jarring to be fined for not keeping your car in a garage you own. In Blythe, California, a desert town of about 18,000 near the Arizona border, there's an old ordinance that states you may not wear cowboy boots unless you own at least 2 cows. Yes, this law literally ropes fashion into agriculture. The origin likely stems from efforts to preserve the authenticity of ranching culture during the town's early days. Blythe was founded during the agricultural expansion of the early 1900s, and this law may have been a tongue-in-cheek way to differentiate true ranchers from posers. While it's almost never enforced today, it remains on the books and continues to raise eyebrows. Fun fact, the average cowboy boot costs between $150 to $300, while a single cow in California can run around $1,200. So, in theory, your boots better be backed by at least $2,400 worth of bovine investment. It's one of those charmingly weird local laws that still survives as a dusty relic of frontier pride. In Los Angeles, it's illegal to lick a toad. Specifically, the Colorado River toad, also known as the Sonoran desert toad, which secretes a toxin that contains 5-MeO-DMT, a powerful hallucinogen. In the 1990s, a strange subculture emerged that involved people literally licking or smoking secretions from these toads to trip. It gained enough traction and concern that California criminalized possession and use of the toad under California Health and Safety Code 11350. The compound is now classified similarly to LSD and MDMA. What's crazier? Despite the law, interest in psychedelic substances is rising, with the UCLA Center for Psychedelic Research noting a 30% increase in inquiries about natural psychedelics since 2020. The toads themselves are also a protected species, meaning you can get in trouble for disturbing them, even unintentionally. So if you're hiking through the desert and spot one of these squishy, hallucinogenic amphibians, admire it from afar. Licking it could land you in court. In the city of Arcadia, located northeast of Los Angeles, it is illegal to peacock-proof your car, or more accurately, it's illegal to harm peacocks in any way. This law reflects a unique problem. Arcadia has a large wild peacock population, originally introduced by Lucky Baldwin, a 19th-century land baron. Today, hundreds roam freely through neighborhoods, squawking loudly, scratching cars, and sometimes chasing residents. Peacocks are protected under municipal code, and residents have reported tens of thousands of dollars in damages caused by these colorful, majestic menaces. Yet any effort to retaliate, trapping, scaring, or harming them, can result in hefty fines and even jail time. The city spends public funds to monitor and manage the birds, and in 2021, there were over 400 complaints about peacocks in Arcadia alone. So while most cities deal with squirrels or pigeons, Arcadia deals with royal-looking birds and the strict laws that come with them. In Hollywood, one of California's most iconic neighborhoods, it is illegal to drive more than 2,000 sheep down Hollywood Boulevard at one time. You might be wondering, why is that even a law? Believe it or not, this stems from the early 1900s, when Los Angeles was more farmland than film sets. Back then, herding animals was common, and Hollywood Boulevard was just a dusty road. As the area urbanized, authorities put laws in place to manage large livestock movement, including capping the sheep count. The law still exists under municipal code and is a humorous reminder of LA's transformation. Today, the odds of seeing even one sheep on the boulevard are slim, but the law remains unchanged. Meanwhile, Hollywood now has over 10 million annual tourists, making the logistics of 2,000 sheep parading through a tourist trap with a Shake Shack and a Madame Tussauds. Let's just say it's better left in the past. All right, we're about halfway through this parade of peculiar policies, but I've got to ask, which of these strange California laws would you actually keep? And which one deserves to be wiped off the books forever? Let me know in the comments below. I read every one, and your takes are always fire. And hey, if you've heard of any other weird laws from your city or state, drop those too. Maybe we'll do a sequel based on your suggestions. Also, if you're enjoying this content, hit that like button. It helps us beat the algorithm and keeps this channel going. And if you're not already subscribed, now's the perfect time. One click gets you front row seats to all the weirdness we uncover every week. Stay weird, folks. Now let's get back to the madness. Law number 6 is where it really gets wild. In the city of Chico, located in Northern California, there's a city ordinance that makes it illegal to plant a tree in a public street without a permit. But here's the strange part. Doing so without approval can technically be classified as an act of terrorism. That's right. Under city law, unauthorized tree planting is linked to sections that involve public disruption and endangerment. The law was written vaguely enough that it could, under certain interpretations, lump tree planting into civil disobedience and infrastructure tampering. The city has since clarified that they don't arrest tree planters like eco-terrorists, but the language still stands. Chico, with its rich agricultural roots and population of around 102,000, actually encourages tree planting, but only in the right places, with the right permits. Ironically, this law has been used in activist circles to highlight bureaucratic absurdities. So next Arbor Day, think twice before gorilla planting. Chico might not see it as green heroism. In Fresno, it is illegal to disturb lizards in city parks. This law is part of the city's broader urban wildlife protection regulations and was enacted in response to a local environmental study conducted in the early 2000s. Biologists found that western fence lizards, common in the area, played a key role in controlling tick populations. In fact, the CDC published findings that these lizards help kill Lyme disease bacteria carried by ticks. When disturbed, lizards flee, reducing their effectiveness in localized tick control. The city added the law to discourage children and adults from capturing, poking, or harassing the reptiles. With over 80 public parks in Fresno, and rising concerns over public health and ecological balance, this rule, odd as it may sound, serves a very practical purpose. So if you see a tiny lizard sunning itself on a rock during your walk, do yourself and your immune system a favor. Let it chill. In Long Beach, it is illegal to curse on a mini golf course. According to Municipal Code 9.36.030, using profane, vulgar, or indecent language on any recreational facility operated by the city is prohibited. And yes, that includes mini-golf. This law dates back to the mid-20th century, a time when city governments were trying to create wholesome family environments and crack down on public obscenity. While it's rarely enforced today, it technically means dropping an F-bomb after missing that hole-in-one shot could earn you a citation. Long Beach has over 11 miles of beaches, dozens of parks, and many public recreational areas where this law applies. While most residents have never heard of it, there have been sporadic complaints filed about inappropriate language, especially near schools or public pools. It's a reminder that even in a laid-back beach city, mini golf etiquette is taken seriously. Keep your cool and your vocabulary clean, or risk being benched. In the city of Alhambra, it is illegal to leave your car unattended with the keys in the ignition. Now, this law might sound more practical than strange, until you realize it applies even in your own driveway. The law is intended to prevent car theft, which makes sense considering that California ranks first in the U.S. for vehicle theft, with over 200,000 stolen vehicles reported annually. Still, the specificity of the rule in Alhambra has drawn attention. Even a quick run back into your house to grab coffee while your car is warming up could make you liable. The law stems from the idea that even a moment of opportunity can invite theft, and the city chose to close that gap. Ironically, with the rise of push-to-start cars and smart key technology, the law feels increasingly outdated, but on the books it remains, a throwback to a time when car theft prevention meant never letting go of your keys, ever. And finally, in Eureka, California, a historic coastal town known for its Victorian architecture, it is illegal for men with mustaches to kiss a woman. This archaic ordinance, rooted in early 20th century modesty laws, was designed to promote cleanliness and decency. While no one's been fined for facial hair smooching in recent history, the law has never been formally repealed. At the time it was passed, mustaches were considered unsanitary and even scandalous, with concerns that whiskers could harbor germs. Public health campaigns in the early 1900s often included posters warning about the dangers of the mustache. Today, of course, facial hair is as trendy as ever. About 33% of American men wear beards or mustaches, but the law remains a curious snapshot of the past. Eureka, with its quirky blend of old-world charm and progressive ideals, keeps this statute on the books more as a novelty than a threat. Still, it's worth checking your grooming before going in for a kiss in Humboldt County. And there you have it. 10 of the strangest, most eyebrow-raising laws hiding in California's legal vault. It's a reminder that no matter how forward-thinking or modern a place may seem, there's always a little bit of weird left in the fine print. Whether it's outlawing garage storage or forbidding mustached kisses, California proves that logic isn't always a legal requirement. If you enjoyed this ride through the legal twilight zone, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an episode. Got ideas for our next deep dive? Leave a comment. We're always hunting for the next unbelievable story to unpack. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and remember, just because it's a law doesn't mean it makes sense.